Hello boys and girls, and welcome to another LimisCAD tutorial. Today's tutorial is gonna be really quick. Basically I'm gonna show you how to create a nice and decent 3D string model for your roads. What we're gonna do, the model by itself, how it's usually sent by the client is having the channels going straight through any bends and radius and stuff like that, and usually the models are not all the way loop around. One of the reasons why you want to be loop around is for example, if you setting out roads and 9 of 10 you're gonna end up being distracted. Let's say you profiling roads and stuff like that, so once you get distracted, it's happened really easy by being distracted on the phone, and you're not realizing your 3D string stops somewhere behind and you keep putting more and more let's call it levels for the profiles, and you stop somewhere back. I'm gonna give you a really good example. I got my Leica simulator up here which I can show you. What we're gonna basically do is let's imagine we have our instrument set, and you can see every time when I move to the left channel or to the right channel, my apologize about that, my instrument is hold on, let me zoom out a little bit so I can show a bit better. Sorry, just the simulator doesn't work really well on the screen. Okay, so like I say, let's say we taking out roads and stuff like that. Every time when I move to the right, to the left channel, I'm snapping directly to it, and then if I move to my right channel, I'm snapping again direct to my channel. So the way to do this is by looping your 3D string all the way around. Like in my case, I can show it quickly how it look like. So you can see I managed to loop my roads all the way around by connecting them all together. Okay, the only place where it won't work really well is gonna be down in this end, because there is a extra internal circle where we have to snap to the line or select the line separately. Okay, so what is my roads? Okay, now a part of that bit where we have an internal circle, yeah, everywhere else my roads are loop, and that is saving me causing the error being snapped to the left channel. For example, I'm working on the right one and another way around, especially when it's a crossfade. You guys know it's really important to make sure you got the right channel selected. So again, the main reason for that, what we're gonna do now is just because obviously of that possibility to cause an error by snapping on different channels. And again, the other reason for doing that is because it's easy to tidy up your, if you're creating a 3D surface, it's much more easy to use the boundary if your model is all loop around. Okay, let's start again. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna Open this model. This is given by the client, and I'm gonna copy. Just want to make sure I got the right road curves. I don't need to use the curves. Right, so let's switch the curves off. To be honest, all I need is the channels. So I'm going to isolate only the channels. I'm going to select them all. I'm going to press Ctrl and C for copy, and I'm going to paste to the original coordinates on my template. I'm using my template because I got surface tiles and stuff like that. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to start with the bottom end. Okay, now I'm going to make this one my current layer just by double clicking. I can start from bottom end. I will go with line. Okay, I'm gonna turn my snapping on. Then I'm gonna start slowly joining my lines together, just like that. So what we're gonna use over here, okay, we're gonna use a command which is called break. So what break is gonna do, I'm gonna select my line on one end, and then I can, like chasing the line, I can cut a bit in between the two lines. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna connect that to my radius, and I press join them. Now we're gonna go again with line. Remember to use a line. You can use a polyline for a 3D. Okay, it's really important to make sure you're not using a polyline but line. Otherwise, he won't let you join them. Okay, so you can see now again the same. We're gonna type break. We're gonna select the line. I usually start from the internal bit out, so I can chase where my radius start, what is my tangent point of the bell mouth. So I can stop here, select that line again, and connect to my tangent point. So we can go joint again. Exactly the same procedure over here. We're gonna chase that bit. Okay, let's select the line, type break again, zoom in. Let's see what is my tangent point, which is here. Let's connect the two channels, join. Okay, there is a bit which is broken here. Join again. Right. Now it's up to you. What you can do, you can chase that all the way around. Okay, and create another line up here. Okay, and going all the way around. So that's why your model is always going to be connected. But this is mean you're going to have to create a double channel in that bit, which I don't want to do. What I want to do, I want to separate the channel. So I will go break again. I'm gonna start from here, breaking down. Okay, just like that. So I can just connect that one to that one. I can do exactly the same in this end. So I can segregate that internal loop. And the same down the bottom. And as you all know, the same back in this end. So let's select the channel, break again, extend your channel and join together. So I can join that into one internal loop. Okay, so from this point we are having that little bit up here which we can actually go with break again. Let's start from here and that bit and join them together. Okay, as you can see, slowly we start forward channel all around. Let's go join again and then break. Join, and we're gonna keep repeating all that basically on every single channel we are having all the way to the top. So again, just really quickly break. I can fast forward over here, so I don't want to take too much of the YouTube time. Okay, break again. Let's fast forward from this point. Okay. Okay, so back again from this point, we can join this one back down within the majority. Join again. I got two final loops left. Let's go break again. select internally, going close as possible. You can actually check the two ends. 742 is the level on this one, 742 is the level on the other one as well. Just double checking to make sure my channel is tying with the bell mouth tangent point over here, and I got a last joint to do. Okay, let's go to this one, select joint. Let's see how we're looking. Yeah, pretty much we're all the way around on the main roads. Let's go one last joint over here, line, and there you go. Now let's joint. Now we have the complete loop of our road. Okay. Now from this point I can create a surface. I haven't actually copied the center lines. I can copy the center lines. Okay, center lines. Okay, I don't need all of them. I just need also the mains. Probably this one as well. Let's go copy. Back to our drawing. Paste to the original. Just like this. Looks like I'm having double lines here. I'm not entirely sure if I do or not. No, I don't. Right. So now I'm going to create a quick surface just to show how easy it is. A part of the reasons I told you every time when you work on your channels, setting out your curve brace or even profiling, yeah, you won't lose your channel line, or you won't setting the level which is stuck somewhere back here. Yeah, with this instance, when you start setting out your roads, yeah, you're always going to be snapped to the left or to the right side of your channels, because we create a complete loop model. A part of this bit over here, because it's internal loop, so you have to snap to this one additionally. This is the only one. Everywhere else you are going to auto snap to the closest to your channel. So again, you can see how many places we possibly can, you know, forget that we're still snap on that line. Now with this, we how can I say, we avoid extra error. With me personally happened many times, me realizing I'm still snap somewhere back here, and I'm giving level based on that bit, so I have to literally go back and reset the height of my profile because I didn't pay attention. Okay, so let me show you again. The other reason is by creating a surface. So what I'm gonna do, I already make a tutorial about creating surface, but I still gonna explain what I'm doing now. So we're gonna create roads. Okay, on bit particular roads. Okay, and then where my surface is, again, we start with rebuild automatic. This is one of the most important things when you create surface. Then we're going to go to definitions and under break lines. Okay, so we're going to select everything. If you want, actually select everything. If you don't want to do it together, I usually like to describe everything which I'm typing. I'm going to go with add. Okay, by channels first, so I'm going to call this one channels. Okay, and then I'm gonna select only my center line. So we're gonna call this one crown or center line. Let's go center line. Okay, that's added as well. Let's switch to triangles. So if you're not aware about them, I literally create every single one of them by myself. They're going together with my template. I'm gonna make another video how to create your surface tiles. So for now, we're gonna switch to triangles so we can see what is happening over here. You can see our center line is added to our triangles. Now, this is where the easiest bit is coming by looping all the models. Instead, me manually trim all the triangles. I can use the boundary, but this is the manual way. You select your surface, you go to edit surface. Remember, this is work only if your triangles are visible, and then you can trim your triangles just like this. But the easiest bit by trimming your raw surface is literally by looping your channel all the way around, and that's what we've done. So I'm gonna select my polyline, my 3D string. Okay, then I'm gonna go to my boundary. I'm gonna say add boundary, and when it's asked me what I want to be my outer. So what the outer boundary is gonna do is gonna trim all the triangles outside my 3D string. So as soon as I press OK, and there you go. Now we got our surface nice and trim. Apart of that little bit up here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select this one. I'm gonna add as a break line. I will say internal, let's call it circle channel. CH is fine. Internal circle channel. Okay, if I press OK, now that's gonna be part of my surface, just like this. Okay, and if I select my line again, the 3D polyline, I can add this as a boundary, but this time I will say height. So what is going to happen is going to hide everything which is inside my polyline. So let's call this one internal circle boundary. Okay, we press OK, and now it's going to trim everything which is inside our polyline. And there you go, just with a couple of clicks we already have our surface model. Okay, let me just show you how it looks like. Okay, let's switch to a different camera perspective. If we go to front, we can see how is our road for the heights. Okay, right. So again, from this point, I prefer to analyze my roads and stuff like that. For example, I can see if I'm camber or crossflow and stuff like that by just switching to my contours. So I can switch to 25 mil. Okay, we can see where we are crossflow. So we're crossflow. Okay, crossflow here, crossflow, or pretty much everywhere crossflow. Okay, that is up to here. We're switching from crossflow to camber, as you can see. Okay, and we keep going, and then we're switching from camber back to crossflow up on the top. This is the design. Okay, and then yeah, we can switch to slope arrows. We can analyze everything so easy. That way, once we got a complete surface created, okay, so we can see if our design is gonna work or not. Okay, but analyzing surface and stuff like that is gonna be one of the next tutorials. At the moment, I literally wanted to explain why it's a good reason you create a looped 3D strings. First is to avoid causing the error which I mentioned early on. And second is mainly because it's so much easy to trim your surface once when you got a nice and decent looped boundary going all the way around. Okay, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Like I say, it's gonna be really quick, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Thank you.